Welcome to our roundup of the last European Parliament plenary session here in Strasbourg for 2014, where the Juncker Commission's growth and red tape reducing work program for 2015 has just been presented in Parliament. Parliament also finally signed off on the hard-fought 2015 EU budget, which had been in some peril because of billions in unpaid bills. And finally, Parliament also passed a resolution conditionally, recognizing Palestinian statehood. We begin our coverage with what promises to be a more politically dynamic year of EU lawmaking. A digital single market, tougher rules on tackling tax avoidance, a balanced and fair migration agenda, and deepening EU integration will enjoy high priority status in 2015, but are not the top priorities, according to European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker.
The main priority, without doubt, relates to growth and employment. For this reason, 3 months after its confirmation, the Commission has proposed an ambitious investment plan which will keep our minds and our meetings busy during the next 6 months.
Meanwhile, EPP Group Chairman Manfred Weber said it was time to stop the either-or on austerity measures versus investment.
We have to invest, we have to be engaged in all the questions which are really the top priorities on the table. And that is growth, that are jobs, especially for the young people in the European Union. So that's why we are strongly backing and supporting the proposal from Jean-Claude Juncker and Franz Timmermans to limit the new proposals and to concentrate and to focus on the main priorities.
The 2015 work program, 23 new initiatives in all, is also intended to improve and bring the EU closer to becoming an energy union. An EU task force on investment recently identified 2,000 potential projects worth an estimated 1.3 trillion euros, including improvements to Europe's infrastructure in areas such as transport and schools.
Let's simply act now. And acting means investment plan of Jean-Claude Juncker, so to create fresh money for the economy, to have proper and good projects where we can invest, especially with private money, because we have enough private money in Europe. And the second pillar is the structural reforms all over Europe. We need in European level and on national level the engagement to make it much more easier to invest in the European Union.
The Juncker Commission also intends to discard a number of highly contentious social and environmental proposals that will never be voted on in their current form for political or technical reasons. Around 80 existing proposals in all. This week, MEPs gave the go-ahead on the EU budget for 2015, a large step towards funding vitally needed programs, preventing the collapse of the budget by starting to repay a mountain of old unpaid bills, around 23 billion euros worth. The overall level of payments in the 2015 budget is set at 141 billion euros. That includes a vital top-up of 4 billion euros to help reduce past unpaid bills. EPP Group member and EU budget expert José Manuel Fernandes.
On a un budget pour la croissance, pour l'emploi.
We have a budget for growth, for employment. We managed to increase the compromise, for example, for research, for small and medium-sized enterprises, for youth. We have also solved the issue of the unpaid on short term. We have succeeded in stabilizing and giving credibility to the institutions of the European Union.
Aux institutions de l'Union européenne.
Historically, more than a third of the budget pays for farm subsidies and aid for underdeveloped regions of the EU. Around 8 billion euros from the budget is to help kickstart the Juncker Commission's ambitious investment plan. Fernandes said further member state funding reform is needed.
It is a situation that we must change because the budget of the European Union does not have much in the way of its own resources. We must work on that to avoid these divergences between member states.
Making more money available for research and development and enabling the EU to do its foreign policy job effectively, including much-needed humanitarian relief efforts in the Middle East, will help the EU retain its high profile in these areas. Following on the actions of several European national counterparts, Parliament here has passed a resolution recognizing Palestinian statehood as part of a two-state solution with Israel. But it comes with fundamental strings attached. Coming in the midst of an Israeli election season, it's a symbolically important step towards pushing Israel and Palestine back to the negotiating table. A significant majority in Parliament believes early negotiations are necessary on the basis of the 1967 borders, with Jerusalem as capital of both countries. Elmar Brock, EPP group member and chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, made it clear the vote did not constitute an unconditional recognition of a state of Palestine.
This recognition should be hand in hand with the development of the peace talks, and we have to press for advancement of these peace talks. And we have to say that settlements are illegal, and we have to say that also Palestine, all parts of the Palestine government, have to recognize the right of Israel to exist.
That's all from this plenary session in Strasbourg. See you again in the new year. And if you want to find out more about the largest political force in the European Parliament, visit eppgroup.eu. Thanks for looking in, and have an enjoyable, safe, and healthy holiday season.